Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are day 4 of our alcohol ink, and I have a bunch of scrap here. So I am just taking my scrap. This is from my turtle and a couple other ink projects that I did. And I'm just going to run this through my pasta machine and blend all these beautiful colors together and see what we get out of this. I'm going to run this through my thickest setting. I am very pleased with all the beautiful colors that are coming out of this. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to trim this up because I don't need a large amount of clay, but I want to make sure that I'm keeping these beautiful colors here. So you can see all the blues, the greens, and a little bit of red in there. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to stick with blues and red and green and a little bit of white. Okay. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to just make little dots and kind of put them in a little pattern. And I want to keep these kind of away from each other because I don't want them spreading into each other right now. And I'm going to take an old tile and I'm going to put white on here. And I'm going to get a paintbrush. And then I am just going to put the white right in the middle. Now I'm going to take my straw and I'm just going to blow. I'm going to do this with green. I just want to kind of keep this where it spiders out. We're going to do that with this green. And our red. And let's do it with our peacock blue. This I'm not going to touch. I just want to see where this all goes by itself. In the meantime, I am going to take some of my gold leaf and I'm just going to take little tiny pieces and set them on and there's no way to do it. I'm just setting it on here any way that they fall. I just want to kind of get little tiny pieces if I can. Okay. I'm going to take my paper. This is just tissue paper that I had. I'm just patting down. Now I'm going to take 2 pieces of tissue paper. I'm going to put my piece between them, and then I'm going to roll this through my pasta machine one level down. And you can see I'm starting to get the crackle, so I'm going to go down one more. And now I have some crackle going on. Now I'm going to, once again, do little dots. And then I'm going to do my white and just put white dots in random places as well. Just keep going till you're satisfied with what you see. And I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to stop there. But I do want to put a little bit more gold leaf in this little area, so I'm going to just take little pieces. And I'm going to do real tiny. Just place them exactly where I want them. Where I feel that I could use a little bit extra. I'm not going to pat this down until this is completely dry because I don't want to ruin my ink that I just put on. When you pat it down, it kind of gets all distorted, which I don't mind the first time I'm doing it, but I don't want to do it the second time around. So I'm just going to take the back of this tweezer and just kind of slightly push this down, but not too much, because when it's completely dry we can finish patting it down. I just want to have an idea of what I have here, and that looks really nice. So I'm going to let this dry for about 10 minutes and then we'll come back to this. Yeah. All right, so this is mostly dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my tissue paper and I'm just going to get up whatever else is on here. Then I'm going to take my stencil. This is from Create Along, and I'm going to find the area that I like most. I love these reds, so I want to make sure that my feather is mostly over the red area. So I'm going to, oops, I have it wrong way. So I'm going to press this down. I'm going to get my paint. And I do not have my little squeezy thing. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush, kind of go over this. And I'm just going to take an old piece of cardboard that I have, and I'm just going to go over this. I'm going to make sure that I press this down. Okay. My towel to wipe this off. And then carefully lift. Let me go rinse this out. Okay, so make sure you always rinse out your silk screen, because if you let the paint dry in there, it will get ruined. So now I am going to wait for this to completely dry. And I don't have a cutter for this, but what I do have is I took my stencil or my silk screen, and then I just laid tissue paper over it and I traced around this. So then I'm going to take this and then I'll be able to know where I'm going to cut my piece. So let your stuff completely dry, and when it's completely dry, we'll come back and we will finish this piece up. All right, while that's drying, I decided to put gold leaf on this. So this is just some of my old clay as well. And I am going to take this and I'm going to put gold leaf on this because I want gold leaf on the back of my peacock feather. So I am just going to take my leaf and cover the back of my clay. And I have this rolled out right now to my third thickest setting. And I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to roll this out 2 sizes down. So let me cut off some of this. Oops. And let me go 2 sizes down on this. So that's one. And I'm going to go down one more. And I went the opposite direction, so this is 2. So first I went down this way, and then I went down that way. So let's see if this is dry yet. Nope, it's still a little wet. So I am going to flip this upside down. And then I'm going to lay this on top. And we're going to wait for that to completely dry, and then we'll finish everything. Okay, so our piece is finally dried. And now my next step is I want to just take a piece of paper, and I want a clean piece of paper. Let me get a clean tissue paper. And I am just going to get my roller and roll this because I want to make sure that it sticks to the other clay. Now I'm not rolling hard, just lightly, just to make sure it sticks. And now I'm going to lay this over and make sure everything lines up nicely. And I like the tissue paper because you can see exactly where you're laying everything. Let's see, I'm not, I want to make sure I get the beautiful, let me move this over a little bit for me to see better. I don't want to lose the top of that. So lay that down. And I'm actually going to follow out a little bit further. And now I'm just going to carefully trace. And like I said, I'm going out a little further because I don't want to lose too much. So I can always clean it up afterwards. Take your time doing this. No rushing through it. And there we go. And carefully lift up your paper. And there is your feather and then the gold on the back. So the reason I didn't want to go too close is because now I could take my knife and I could clean it up and get exactly how I want it. So now I'm going to follow real close. And I can see exactly where everything is. Go straight down. These colors are just beautiful together. When you're first doing it, you really are not sure how it's going to come out. And I think this just came out so gorgeous with the colors. And I think when we put our gloss on, it's going to look even more beautiful because it's going to be nice and shiny. So now for the end, I am not going to take too much off because I want to make sure that I have something that's going to be secure and hold. So now I'm just going to carefully go over it and make sure my edges look good. I'm going to take my gold leaf. How am I going to do this? Because I don't want it on the front. Is it going to stick? There we go. I just want to kind of get some gold leaf on the side. Not completely, just a little bit here and there. And don't worry about if you have loose stuff because we could take that all off after it's baked. Right now we just want to focus on getting some on the sides. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. Now I'm going to put this in the oven at 275 because this is Primo clay. And I'm going to bake it for a ½ hour and then we'll come back and finish this up. Alright guys, so my piece is out of the oven and I think this is just absolutely stunning. And as this was in the oven, I actually came up with a couple little ideas of what I want to do to really enhance this piece. So the first thing that I'm going to use is I want to use a paint marker to kind of just edge off and really make the gold pop on the edge. You can see how gorgeous that leaf looks on the back. And then it did a nice job on the sides as well. So I'm going to take my paint marker and all I want to do is just do the edges. That's all I want to do because I want to just make sure that kind of is enhanced. So you can see I'm just getting the very edge. Okay, so let that dry. And then I want to take my white paint and I just want to enhance a few little areas with the white because I think the white is going to make it really pop. Okay, so I have my very tiny tip paintbrush and all I'm going to do is I just want to kind of dip my tip into here, and right here you can see on this silk screen there's some nice swirl pattern going on. So I just want to kind of enhance that a little bit by putting little dots near it, right in between those areas. I'm just going to kind of, anywhere where there's solid black, I'm just going to kind of just put little dots in different areas. Okay, let me clean this off. And I actually have a little bit of the gold here. So I want to just take this and kind of go and just add the tiniest little dots. And they are small, but that little gold is gonna pop. All right, I'm gonna stop there. And I'm gonna let that 100% dry before we do anything else to this piece. But this is what we got so far. You can see how all those little tiny beautiful dots in the gold and then the white, and when we put that gloss on there, it is going to absolutely stand out and just look stunning. Once your piece is completely dry, we can put on our Sculpey Gloss Glaze. And to do that, it's real simple. Just get your brush, your gloss, and then we're going to apply it. I'm just going to stick this right onto my piece. And you will see how these colors are going to get really bright and just absolutely beautiful. The gloss is also going to protect your gold leaf. So we'll do the sides first and we'll do the back last because we got to wait for everything to dry. And this dries fairly quick, so you won't have to wait too long. And look at that, guys. Look how gorgeous those colors are already popping out. Just stunning. So I want you to finish glossing your piece. Get the sides and the top, let it completely dry, and then do the back, and then we're going to come back and I'll show you how to assemble it and make your make this piece into a beautiful necklace. My piece is completely dried and it looks amazing. I am so pleased with this. The colors are so vibrant and just gorgeous. And just by adding a little bit of the acrylic paint on top of my silk screen, I really think enhanced it a lot. So the last step to make this into a gorgeous necklace piece is going to be to drill your holes into here. And I personally would love to see this made into a bracelet, and I wish I would have thought about that beforehand, because now it's kind of too tough to bend and I'd be afraid that I would break it. But I mean, look how gorgeous that would be. You know, so I honestly, I think if you put this on your wrist and you wrap it around and you just get like a leather, you know, band to go with it, it would be stunning. And I think I may have to try that for the next time, but I'll use a different feather that's on that silk screen. So what we're going to do is we are just going to drill our holes, and I kind of want, I know this one, we're going to put it right in the middle so it is more secure. So I just want to make sure that my hole is completely cleaned out. And I'm going to kind of eye this up to see how this is going to lay. thinking I'm going to have to put this one right here. So let's give that a shot. There we go. Where is that? Right here. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my jump rings on. And I am going to put this right onto my rope. So this way I do not have to take my chain apart to get it in. And just close that, and then I'm just going to turn that so that section is in the back. Put my other jump ring in. I'm going to add my chain right to that one as well. And there is your necklace. Look how beautiful that necklace came out. I am so pleased with that. This silk screen was just absolutely gorgeous, and I think with the alcohol inks, it really just brought the necklace out completely. So I hope you enjoy creating this piece along with me, and if you did, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I will make sure to put all this information in there of where I got my alcohol inks and my stencil. See you guys next time. Bye.